New Season 8 update just dropped, which means another top 5 guns you need to be using in Call of Duty Mobile. And what are my credentials? Just your average, sweaty, unemployed, top 200 ranked player who play against some of the sweatiest North American rats on the daily. So you can trust me to put you guys on the best weapons to use. Of course, like always, I'll be sharing with you guys my top 5 best guns to use in this season and a few of my honorable mentions as well. Be sure to stick around because I also do share all of my builds and loadouts for every single gun on this list. And like usual, a huge shout out to Call of Duty Mobile for sponsoring today's video. Comment down below, what is your favorite gun to use? Alright, now enough yappage, we are heading straight into the video. Starting off at number 5, we have the Type 63 marksman rifle. The Type 63 has been one of the top meta weapons ever since its release, beating out the popular choice of marksman rifle, which of course is the SKS. The Type 63 is definitely a higher skill level weapon where high accuracy and precision is needed for the gun to be actually useful, as it's a long-range 2-tapping marksman. There's attachments for this gun that can help improve on its mobility and rate of fire, which is why it is actually slightly better than the SKS. Both weapons are 2-tap to the body and 1-tap to the head at basically every range possible, making this gun definitely something to look out for. I'm using the legendary blueprint here, and the iron sight is extremely clean. As you can see, it's also very easy to use. But honestly, most of the iron sights for the type on both epic and free skins are pretty solid, so you don't necessarily need to spend your COD points on getting the legendary. I would just recommend trying the gun out for a few games to see if you actually enjoy using it before purchasing the legendary. It definitely has a slight learning curve in comparison to full auto weapons, but once you get it down, this marksman is incredibly deadly on almost any map. Now onto the number 4 weapon on the list. Surprisingly, we have the DRH. I have been a DRH hater since day one because I don't know if it's just me, but I am absolutely dog shit with this gun. But with the new changes added in the last season, the DRH received a massive buff on its bullet spread accuracy and hand multiplier, which just means the DRH has been improved on its 3-tapping consistency. And with no new nerfs this season, the DRH remains one of the top 5 guns in COD Mobile multiplayer easily. Beside the gun being easier to use now, there's a lot more consistency in its 3-shot abilities from mid to close range if you're hitting upper chest or headshots. It also is one of the only guns that had a free legendary skin for players, and in my personal opinion, the free legendary DRH is actually the best free skin you could get in COD M. And I'm speaking on both aesthetically and because it's also a meta weapon, so you will be sure to actually use the gun instead of letting it rot away in your collection. The mythic AK-117 Lava remix that took months to grind. I'm talking to you. Anyways, I'd also recommend using the Blood Rose legendary blueprint as it's my personal favorite DRH skin. But to be honest, some of the epic and free blueprints are still extremely clean, so you don't necessarily need to spend COD points for a good iron sight. So if you're a high accuracy player looking for a medium to long range AR, I would highly recommend giving the DRH a try. Next up on the top 5 guns list, at number 3, we have the VMP. The VMP is currently one of my favorite go-to SMGs that's not necessarily as broken as the USS-9, but can definitely hold its own in the current meta. With no changes made to the VMP this season in the patch notes, this SMG is still a great choice of weapon, especially for my aggressive players who like to take close in-your-face gunfights. Although I did bump it down one spot because of the most recent buff to the number 2 weapon. The mythic variant of the VMP is also extremely clean with a very simple red dot iron sight that helps with precision. The VMP has an extremely fast rate of fire and time to kill at close to medium range, so it'll be most effective on close range maps like Nuketown, Summit, and Shoot House. Pairing this SMG with close range operators like equalizers or purifiers and stim shots, you're going to be able to create a lot of space for your team by engaging in face-to-face gunfights. So if it wasn't for the recent buff to the number 2 gun, the VMP would have taken that spot. Otherwise, it's slightly bumped down to number 3 for me. Coming in hot at number 2, and I think this one is a given, we have of course the Odin. In the last season, the Odin actually received a buff, which to me and a lot of other players came as a surprise. The Odin has been a consistent top 5 weapon and consistent top 2 AR in COD Mobile for the last few seasons, so for it to receive anything other than a nerf just seemed really absurd. I personally am an SMG user, but even I can admit the current Odin is one of the most broken weapons we have seen in a long time. In almost every single top 5k ranked game, you will see the Odin constantly. With its 2-tapping abilities, it's basically a fully automatic marksman rifle that can outgun both the SKS and the Type 63. Of course, I would highly recommend getting the mythic version of the gun, which is in store right now. Because of its built-in red dot iron sight, it really does make the gun ridiculously accurate, and for an AR like the Odin, accuracy and precision is everything. When you're hitting upper body shots, the Odin is a consistent 2-tap, but with a slower rate of fire compared to other ARs, making it slightly inconsistent at times. But honestly, with the high damage, the Odin can occasionally outgun even the best SMGs like the USS-9 and the VMP at close to medium range. So definitely give the Odin a try if you are a more passive long-range player who wants to shred opponents across the map and take power angles. Now, before we get into the best gun in Call of Duty Mobile Season 8, and arguably the best gun in COD Mobile history, let me put you guys on some of my favorite guns that might be off meta, but I still wanted to give them their own honorable mentions. These guns, although they didn't make it to the top 5 guns list, if you have skill, these weapons can definitely be used up against the current meta. Up first on our honorable mentions list, we got the HS0405, not the other one. I absolutely have become a fan of the HS0405 within the last few seasons of COD. If you asked me a year ago what I thought about this shotgun, I would have given it so much crap. And as a KRM fan, I gotta admit, the HS is the KRM on a whole other level. Keep in mind, I am not by any means a shotgun player, but I still think the HS is a phenomenal weapon to use. Although it has a higher skill level, the HS is incredible at close to medium range and can be used on basically every close range map. It's also one of the only shotguns you will see in professional play, and for a good reason. It has really good range considering it's a hipfire shotgun and has a high one-shot potential with good mobility. The HS allows for fast movement and aggressive plays, so I definitely recommend giving this shotgun a try in your next ranked match. Next honorable mention is the XM4. The XM4 has become one of my favorite guns to use this season, as it's one of the overall more well-rounded guns in COD right now. With a decent time to kill and easy to control recoil, this AR is perfect for all skill level players from beginner to advanced. With a high ammo count, you can basically spray and pray endlessly if you really wanted to. The XM4 has a fast reload, ADS, and movement speed for an AR, which basically makes it a hybrid between an AR and an SMG. This makes it very versatile, especially with the mythic variant. The red dot iron sight definitely helps with the accuracy, so I would highly recommend trying out the XM4 if you haven't already. Last honorable mention on the list, we have the brand new Ram 7. Okay, so the Ram 7 is the newest addition to the assault rifle family in COD Mobile. With the brand new mythic skin dropping, it's a gun definitely worth mentioning. Based off leaks, the mythic variant is very much giving Starry Night, Van Gogh vibes, and personally, huge fan. It's going to have that very clean, classic red dot iron sight that we see in most mythics, so it'll for sure be something to add to the wish list. This is a fast fire rate, a fully automatic AR that's been in conversation to perhaps finally be the weapon that can dethrone the USS-9. Known for its stopping power attachment and a manageable recoil, the Ram 7 definitely has potential to be a contender as one of the top guns in COD. However, if I'm just gonna be honest, topping the USS-9 and the Odin will definitely be hard, so only time will tell. Now, finally, the #1 weapon in all of COD Mobile. That, of course, being the Chitcom. Nah, I'm just playing. Of course, it's the USS-9. Okay, who would have thought the #1 gun is the USS-9 again? With the recent Season 8 patch notes, the USS-9 was actually hit with 2 new nerfs, but both are basically insignificant in terms of bringing the USS-9 down from the #1 spot. The nerfs included bullet speed being reduced from 660 milliseconds to 600, and the no stock attachment having its movement and speed buff removed. The USS-9 has been meta for so many seasons in a row, I've actually lost count. It's yet again the best weapon of choice in COD Mobile multiplayer, and recently COD Mobile just dropped a brand new legendary skin for the gun. But personally, I would say I would still choose the mythic variant over the legendary. It just doesn't feel the same, it doesn't hit the same, and maybe it's a skill issue on my part, but the mythic skin just has been so dominant that it's basically inescapable in ranked. This SMG has gotten minor nerfs the last 2 to 3 seasons in a row, but honestly nothing significant, so we see it still at the top with its fast time to kill at every single range possible. Drop a like down below in the video if you guys want to see the USS-9 get deleted from the game. Not even nerfed at this point, just straight up deleted. Anyways, that wraps up my top 5 guns for Season 8. I honestly don't even have anything else I want to say because you guys know how I feel about the current meta. However, I am excited to see how the new buffs and nerfs play into the current season, as well as seeing how the Ram 7 would fit into the current meta. So make sure you guys check out my live stream channel, which is Aerith Live on YouTube, if you guys want to see me rage in COD Mobile in real time. And for those of you guys that want a more chill and relaxed vibe, and perhaps a little escape from the chaoticness, which of course is CODM, make sure you guys check out my personal YouTube channel, More Aerith, where I truly am a master of every side quest imaginable. From IRL vlogs with your favorite content creators, to baking streams, to badminton gameplay, I basically do it all. And that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next video.